What's going on, everyone? Bran here from Bloody Breakdown. Before we get into the video today, please remember, ladies and gents, down below, there's a couple of links where you can follow me on Twitter, support my work on Patreon. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll even turn on that bell notification so I can annoy the piss out of you on your cellular device. Anyway, so as you can see here, by the screenshot I have pulled up, the article rather, and the title of the video, and probably even the thumbnail, a lot of things have given it away. There's a reason why you clicked on it. But as you can tell, we're going to be talking Pet Sematary. Now, I'm a pretty big fan of Stephen King. I've read a couple of his novels. I really enjoy most of his film adaptations. So when I see something like this, kind of gets me excited. But should I be? That's what we're here to talk about today. So, as you can see here, coming to us courtesy of bloodydisgusting.com, the article title says, a brand new Pet Sematary movie is in the works for Paramount Plus. So, for those of you who don't know, Paramount Pictures is opening up a streaming service, a over-the-top service like so many, pretty much everybody else. If they hadn't already been doing it pre-COVID, they're doing it now, or they're gearing up to do it. So a lot of these companies that own the rights to certain things that they wouldn't be putting any content out into a movie theater, you'll now be able to see it at home on one of the many streaming services that are being offered now. So Paramount Plus, looking to do something with the Pet Sematary property they own the movie rights to. So the remake they made a couple of years back actually wasn't too bad, honestly. As far as modern day remakes go, I thought it was okay. I thought it fulfilled its purpose. It was good enough. So I'm interested to see what exactly Paramount's going to be doing with this. Now, read on in the article and we'll get a little bit more detail as to exactly what they're thinking about. So the Paramount Plus streaming service will be getting a huge boost of exclusive horror content. Fuck yes. As not only is the new Paranormal Activity movie debuting there, I got to say I didn't know anything about that until reading this article, so consider this a twofer as it relates to news if you didn't either. So not only is the new Paranormal Activity movie debuting there, but so too is a new installment in the Pet Sematary franchise. Deadline reports that an origin story is in the works. So if you're a fan of Pet Sematary like I am and you hear origin story, I mean, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. Now, first and foremost, if we're talking about an origin of the land itself, the cemetery itself, then we're going to get a film talking about the goddamn Wendigo and the Native Americans, perhaps, that used to and inhabit that land before they were ran off by the Indigo. If that's what they're doing, I have said for quite some time now that that is the next logical conclusion that personally I would want to see on film next as it relates to this franchise. Let's go back. I personally like the original, like the Pet Sematary 2, but I really would have preferred to see a prequel, as so many things, especially even in this remake, a lot of things are set up. You're given somewhat of a backstory, but no detail whatsoever. So I always thought that a prequel would be a slam idea for this particular franchise. And a lot of times I'm not really big on prequels, but I got to tell you, I think if you're going to go anywhere else with the direction of this franchise, prequel's the way to go. So Jeff Bueller, who wrote the 2019 adaptation, is also writing the new prequel tale. So with that said, I guess it's safe to assume that this prequel is going to be directly linked to the 2019 remake, rather than the 1989, I believe it was, film. And I'm fine with that. I have, there's not a lot of differences in those films. There's mostly small, minute details. Different kid dies. Hey, spoilers. Things like that. So I really don't have a big problem with that. I kind of assumed that was going to be what was going down in this thing. So the article goes on to say, no word yet on plot details, but the film will presumably tell a new story set within the world of Stephen King's Pet Sematary. The novel has thus far been adapted twice for the big screen, first by Mary Lambert in 1989, and then Kevin Kolsch. I don't know. I'm horrible at reading foreign names. In 2019, Mary Lambert also directed a sequel to her Pet Sematary, which was released in 1992. Got a soft spot for that one. I don't know why, but I really dug a lot of Edward Furlong films in the early 90s. Like I love T2. I love Pet Sematary 2. I love Brain Scan. I don't know what the fuck it is. But I really dug his stuff back in the early 90s. Back to the article. The 2019 movie made an impressive $113 million at the box office on a reported $21 million production budget. So it's a no-brainer that Paramount is headed back to Pet Sematary. I got to tell you, and I know things are taking a hit because of the pandemic. No movies are really making what they were at one point for obvious reasons. But I got to tell you, I'm shocked they're not taking this thing straight back to the big screen. There's a lot of talk about doing streaming and theatrical releases either at the same time or within like a 30 to 45 day period, as we've seen recently. But this one going straight to Paramount Plus, a bit of a head scratcher because that's a lot of money that film made. I've always heard if a film makes 3 times its budget, the likelihood of a sequel definitely increases. And that is way more than 3 times the budget, putting in 21 mil and getting back 113 mil. Now, I thought the remake was okay, but I don't know if I thought it was that good. Apparently, people spoke with their dollar. And hey, I'm not going to complain that horror gets a boost. So the title ends by saying, of course, the titular locale has the power to bring the dead back to life, ... So yeah, that's what we're looking at here. Essentially, we're looking at a prequel to Pet Sematary coming to Paramount Plus. Now, I was on the fence already about adding yet another streaming service to my monthly billing cycles, since I have so many of those at this point. But I'm kind of coming around to the point of like maybe taking these streaming services month by month, and just seeing what all's on there. If it looks good for the month, then I'll pay out. But I think that's what I'm going to be doing. But I will say, just taking a look at some of the films that Paramount Plus already has for their horror lineup, older films, and looking at, this right here, a prequel to Pet Sematary, I got to tell you, it's looking pretty good for horror fans over at Paramount Plus. And it should be. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Scream is going to be streaming. Don't hold me to that. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but I keep hearing people talking about Scream streaming on Paramount Plus. I believe that was the correct streaming service, if I'm not mistaken. So there's definitely going to be some months where Paramount Plus is going to be getting my money, and I think this is going to be one of them. I'm excited to see it. Like I said, I guess there are other ways that they could go with this. I mean, you could kind of, I guess you could go into, an old-timey family being on that land and kind of experiencing similar things that the Creeds did. But personally, I would love to see, to go back and give us like a really old, period piece, I guess, is what that would fall into, about the Native Americans living on this land and the Wendigo showing up, causing all kinds of shit, driving them off the land, turning the soil bad, sour, you might say. So I don't know. That's what I would like to see. It definitely doesn't go into too much detail, but knowing what I know about this franchise and the lore, that's what I'd want to see. And I think that's a very logical step to go next. So with that said, I want to know what you all think about this Paramount Plus launching a prequel to Pet Sematary. What would you like to, if you would like to see this? First and foremost, let me know that. If you're interested in this at all whatsoever, let me know. And if you are, what would you like to see out of a prequel to Pet Sematary? So With that said, everyone, once again, all my links are down below. Follow me on Twitter, support this channel on Patreon, leave a like if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe, and even turn on that annoying ass notification bell. Well, you know what? I don't even know if it's annoying because sometimes, most of the time, it doesn't even work. So just turn the bell on. Just do it. Be nice. It's awesome. Anyway, I'm Brand from Bloody Breakdown. Let me know what you all think, and we'll catch you all next time.